Welcome to Moments in Time. When we began creating this series, I was overwhelmed by the positive response, both from our amazing pro photographer guests and the entire online community. From Singapore to Malaysia, Japan, Holland, the Czech Republic, Italy, and Spain, we photographed beautiful architecture, visited unique and stunning landscapes, and had the pleasure of spending time with so many amazing people from all over the world. And now, it's time to continue the adventure together. I'm Elia Locardi, and this is Moments in Time, the Philippines. The Philippines is one of the most beautiful countries to fly over, consisting of more than 7,000 pristine natural islands formed by volcanic activity and tectonic shifts along a geographic area known as the Pacific Ring of Fire. This rapidly developing archipelago is home to over 100 million people, and I happen to know one of them really well. My friend Jan Gonzales lives and works in Cebu City, a highly urbanized metropolis and the Philippines' first city. Jan is a prolific commercial and portrait photographer, having worked with some of the biggest brands in the world. And today, he tells me he has a special surprise just for me.
After you.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, finally made it to Cebu. Wow. Hey, everybody.
Everyone?
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So this is your studio?
Yep.
This is where all those amazing photos come from?
This is my happy place.
Your happy place?
Yeah.
This is an amazing set. Now, obviously, you don't have this here all the time.
Not all the time, yeah.
What are you working on with this?
Okay, actually working on a new project from Fujifilm. It's a new camera, so I had to shoot it and have these people do a BTS for me.
Oh, that's incredible. Sounds like it went really well.
We're actually not done yet.
What do you mean?
I'm putting you in
Why?
my
What?
set. Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna glam you up.
Glam?
Yep. I have something special for you.
Wait. What do you mean by glam?
I'm just gonna fix something.
Fix something?
Yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Body can dress to impress, no stress, though they're waiting. I keep them waiting. Makeup on fleek, high heels, ripped jeans, they're all waiting. I'm on my way, yeah. Looking in the mirror at myself like who that? Pull up to the party like my name is the life. The look in your eyes, you can't hide it. You can't hide it. Ooh, baby, I know I turn you on.
You look great. This is exactly what I expect.
Well, that's funny, because I didn't expect this at all.
Oh, this is gonna look cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pose you. Can you stand like to your left?
Okay,
Yeah,
so facing
body,
this.
Yeah, facing
Okay.
this. Camera will be right over there.
All right.
Okay.
Wait, no, you have to tell me what to do.
No, I'm gonna tell you from there. Okay.
Okay.
So it's gonna be easy. Okay.
Okay.
You can do it.
All right. What's the worst that can happen? The chicken attacks. No, this is the most professional chicken I've ever worked with.
Looking regal, Laya.
Oh, I mean, I've never really tried to look regal before. Maybe there's like a toolkit to practice my regal in the morning. Well, I'm here being regal. What are you doing with these lights? How are you setting
Okay,
this up?
I have a spot here, and I want to make sure that you're inside a circle
Okay.
or a spot. So I'm just trying to fine tune.
You know what I do to prep my shots?
Why?
I just check the weather.
Okay, let's do some head variations now. We're looking to your left, looking to your right, looking down.
I know. Your turn is next.
Turn your head a little bit.
How much of what you're doing right now is experimentation?
Well, actually, it's more of perfecting your form. I'm just getting the right expression from you. Look at the chicken. I think he's tired of facing towards you.
chicken malfunction. You've got two uncooperative models.
Yeah. Couple of more poses for this one, and then I'm gonna change up the lighting to more dramatic. It's gonna be more backlit, so...
Okay, so more backlit makes more drama.
More drama, more shadow. This will be your main light now. Okay, so I'm getting rid of the spot. I'm not using the spot now, so it's gonna be like 4 light setup.
Okay.
2 for rim, 1 from the top, which is also lighting the background a bit, and then this is your main light.
Got it. Yeah. Whew, so happy. Ah, it looks amazing. I gotta say, it's a lot harder work being evil than I thought.
Yeah.
I gotta stand still for a long time.
I think it's a wrap for today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
After completing the shoot, Jan pulled me over to his computer so I could finally see the results.
Here's an example where you might like me in the position, but the chicken's being, he's not cooperating at all. Would you combine 2 photos together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect example of the one where I transfer the light like below you and it's showing the frame. There's no other way to get that perfect lighting on your face except for that spot there. So I had to get one shot without that light.
So you're basically going to use the foreground of this.
Yes.
And then you're going to combine it with the lit version.
Lit version, and then that's it. It wouldn't take like 2 seconds in post. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I started the day, I had no idea this was going to happen. And now I'm happy it did because these images are amazing. This is going to be like the best profile photo ever.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Looking forward to that.
Facebook maximum level.
Yeah.
With all that hard modeling work done, it was time to relax with an authentic Philippines activity, a leisurely boat ride and a picnic.
So this is Mactan?
Yeah, we are in Mactan and we're gonna go boating today.
Yeah? So we're gonna eat a bunch of unhealthy, delicious food while we island hop.
Exactly.
That sounds like a good day to me.
Good day, and we had a sun today.
Aside from being a photographer, Jan and his wife Ivy run a restaurant that serves this, the Belly Buster. It's a spit-roasted lechon or pork belly stuffed with all kinds of delicious vegetables and herbs.
This actually may be the best pork belly I've ever had.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's another one.
I can literally taste the calories. They're all amazing. All 3,000 of them are amazing. When you're here, though, aside from just relaxing and staring at everything that's beautiful, what else can you do?
Well, I think that's it. You can swim with the fishes.
Okay. Is this the spot where we should be swimming with the fish?
Oh, I think I have a better spot to swim with the fish.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Let's see it.
Okay.
After a nice swim with the fish, it was time to pack up, board a small propeller plane, and take a 1-hour flight to Legazpi City. Named after Miguel López de Legazpi, the Spanish conquistador who annexed the Philippine Islands, the city's claim to fame is Mount Mayon, a currently active volcano with an impressive, perfectly conical shape. I asked Win Magsino to show me around the area, particularly because I didn't know where to go in the dark pre-dawn hours. Apart from being a Fujifilm and National Geographic featured photographer, Win and I also have a personal connection. He learned how to shoot and post-process landscape photography by watching my Photographing the World tutorials. And now we finally have the chance to shoot together and tramp through a bit of mud.
We're lucky we have moonlight.
Watch out for the poop.
It's the one constant in landscape photography, is avoiding stepping in big piles of shit. What time is sunrise?
5:40.
So in 10 minutes.
We might lose the subject, or there might be an opening. So it's a waiting game.
We just have this issue, these clouds, the sunrise side, pushing over, covering the mountain, wearing a cotton ball hat. I know! He knows. He probably doesn't like it if I shine a light in his face.
Unfortunately, by the time we found the right location, the sun was already up, Ideally, for sunrise, you want to start shooting about an hour before to catch the very first light and colorful clouds. Even though it's beautiful out here, the shot didn't work.
Yep.
And I think we have to remember that there's an ancient photography proverb that goes like, if at first you don't succeed, pack it up and go the back to sleep. I think we should listen to that. Let's do it. We decided to wait out the day and return the next morning, bright and early, directly to the old church of Cagsawa, the top Legazpi tourist destination. The church was almost completely destroyed by an eruption in 1814. What remains now serves as a foreground to an epic mountain scene.
Every time I wake up at 3 or 4 a.m., I rethink my entire life.
So right now, the idea is set up and be ready for anything, because the weather here in the tropics can change almost instantly. You really just have to try. You have to get up every morning and try over and over again until you get the right conditions. All right, saved you a spot, Win. So Win, why did we choose the same spot here?
Okay, so from here, you got a clear view of the mountain, plus the ruins. If we move to the right, it will cover the mountain. And if we move to the left, there's a bunch of trees here. So I think this is the clearest view.
So do you think we only have about 8 to 10 meters of space that we can actually work here?
Yeah.
So it makes sense to arrive early just in case there's a lot of photographers. There's always going to be more photographers at sunset
Yeah,
than
that's true.
sunrise.
Yeah.
Because most people don't want to wake up at 3 a.m. Only crazy photographers do this. We're not sure what's happening. There's this light cloud behind the mountain and it's turning red. It like desperately wants to be a rainbow, but it hasn't made it that far in life. So those clouds on the top, those are self-generating, the ones that are sitting right on the top.
Yeah.
That's why they're not moving. So they're sticking because the climate's completely different on the top of the mountain. It literally generates its own climate. Oh, here comes the peak. Yeah, a little bit.
Yep.
The peak's exposing itself, and I'm exposing for the peak. How about that? It's still cloudy, but I think we're gonna get a clear spot on the top, and the light's just starting to hit the clouds. Looks really pretty. Having to adjust the exposure because the sunlight's only hitting the peak right now, and it's kind of a dramatic difference in light, so I keep making adjustments to my exposure just to try to balance it, because I wanna make sure none of those clouds and highlights are too blown out, but I have to be conscious of the foreground because this element has no sun right now. And that could be smoke. There it goes. Here it comes. Oh, it's gonna get covered up again. Yeah, it's gone. That was fast. That was like 20 seconds. 20-second window. But I think that could be smoke, right?
On the tip.
Yeah, because it's a very active volcano. It's kind of a bad thing, but I want it to erupt like a little. just a little bit of lava.
Shooting Mount Mayon from the ground level is one thing. Anyone can do it. But climbing a hill to shoot it from the air, that's something only our local guides knew about. It's too bad they didn't know that the hill was also currently on fire.
I was a little worried there for a minute. I'm all the way to the spot that I think is going to be the best, and then we can't climb because there was a fire. That would have been horrible. All right, so we have 2 expert guides. I smell the fire. Whoa, yeah, it's still burning. Wow, the difference of 1 day, 12 hours, and it was a green, luscious landscape, and now it's a burnt, black,
brown,
charred
black.
mountain. Can't do anything about that either. It's completely out of our control. We're like worried about rain and clouds, not little fires. Look at this landscape though. Holy shit.
Wow.
I've never seen anything like this. This is the best view. The church is cool,
Yep.
but this is epic.
Yeah. 5 times better.
Yeah.
More.
For a 10, 15-minute hike, yeah, this is worth flying halfway around the world for sure. Only in the Philippines. I can't believe we're the only ones here. This isn't a bad place to spend the rest of the afternoon, is it? Win, what's your lens choice?
It's the 32-64.
Which is about 25 to 50, right?
Yep.
And you didn't want to shoot any wider than that.
The mountain will look bigger, plus get to eliminate the distracting foreground.
All these weeds here,
Yeah.
and the burnt grass.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're forced into a perspective, right? And originally this was the area that we were going to shoot from back there.
Yeah.
Which looks completely different because you can shoot a little bit more wide.
Yeah.
But this is kind of forcing us into medium. I went the same, and then you've taken it an additional step and put neutral density on the front.
Yeah.
So your goal is to slow down the exposure?
Slow down, yep. Capture the movement of the clouds.
It looks amazing, actually.
Perfect condition, huh?
Perfect conditions. Beautiful.
Flying a drone, taking aerial shots. I'm on full manual now. Taking a panorama shot.
These little sensors are great, but they're a little noisy too, so you have to work a little harder to get a clean image. It's not like shooting with a normal mirrorless camera where you have all the quality with a larger sensor. These smaller sensors, we have to work a little bit harder to get everything just right. It's tough because we don't have much light at all left. That sun's setting, and we want to do it all.
Multitasking.
Total multitask. Beautiful. And I think I caught the last light. So we did a lot. We shot from the ground.
From the air.
We shot from the air.
With our drones.
I think we're gonna need to compare what we caught with a small sensor, with the Mavic 2, to the 100 megapixel monster, the GFX 100. One literally is stuck to the ground, and the other one can fly anywhere you want. So we're gonna have to see how it goes. But we should probably get down before it gets dark, and before somebody else starts another fire. Gotta go.
All right.
Post-processing my shot from Mount Mayon was pretty fun, but also a little bit technical. Follow the link below and learn how I edited this image from start to finish. Our visit to Mount Mayon certainly didn't disappoint. It was time to head down the mountain in complete darkness and wrap up our time in Legazpi. Legazpi City, while technically being on Luzon, the Philippines' largest island, is still quite far from the capital of the country. So after the mountain shoot, I packed up once again to take another flight direct to Manila. One of Manila's most beautiful and historic places is a walled area within the modern city. Called Intramuros, or literally within the walls, this citadel was the seat of Spanish colonial power in the late 16th century. With its numerous churches, monuments, and abandoned battlements, the defining feature of Intramuros is a reinforced stone wall that stretches 5 kilometers around the entire area. This is where I met up with documentary photographer ALECS, a local photojournalist who has covered many stories, including the Philippine drug war and the effects of Typhoon Haiyan.
Photojournalism is interesting because it has two sides. The camera's just a tool to tell a story, but you still need to understand how to compose an image to capture somebody's attention. What's your balance of asking permission to take photos of people and then just getting the shots?
If they see you, and then you smile, if they smile back, that's mostly a non-verbal yes. They will mostly show you that they mind.
Okay, so basically if somebody starts throwing rocks at you and yells, then it's probably...
Yeah, that's a good time to go.
Okay, I'm gonna remember that. In order to tell some of these stories, you have to go to some pretty dangerous or rough places. Is it more difficult in these situations to be a woman and to try to tell these stories?
Yeah, actually, here in Manila, imagine a male photographer going inside the streets of Baseco or the slums in Manila. I mean, me going there by myself, with not knowing anyone. I mean, of course, the risk is higher. If I tell that to my parents or anyone close to me, of course they're gonna tell me don't go inside. But then if one of my male colleagues will go inside, it's fine. It's like a deterrent.
But you don't let it stop you.
No, I've been to those places. Oh, I'll tell you how. I do have a story though. Did you know that the president kissed me?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The current president?
The current president, Duterte, he kissed me during his campaign. And then he told me to sit on his lap. And I was like,
what? You were in the press corps at the time?
I'm a freelance photographer, so we have assignments which candidate we're gonna follow. So I followed Duterte for a while. I could already see him like eyeing me, so every time I would move, I could see him following me. And all of a sudden, his hand broke through the crowd and grabbed mine, pulled me in, and said, well, in English, oh, I've been having the hots for you for a while. Can I kiss you? It was so crazy. I was so angry at him. I asked my editors, like, I'm not gonna shoot him.
Wow.
And I did write about it.
Do you have any advice for anybody getting into photojournalism?
Oh yeah, we need more truth tellers. We need more people who are willing to go through those places and actually see these things happening, carry the stories of those people who need their stories to be told.
After our chat, Alex and I biked through the streets of Intramuros on 100% bamboo bicycles, created right here in the Philippines and headquartered in Intramuros at BAMBike, the brainchild of Brian Benitez McClelland. The BAMBike office, where tourists and locals go to purchase bike tours or rent bikes for the day, is next door to Brian's other business, the Batala Bar, which makes delicious ice cream and serves their own specialty alcohol made of, you guessed it, bamboo.
Cheers.
Cheers.
But when we drink this,
That's good.
we say bambuhay.
Bamboo high.
Yeah, so and you're welcomed here. Normally, people will say mabuhay.
Mabuhay.
It means welcome, and the root word is buhay, which means life. So mabuhay is like, there is life. So bambuhay is bamboo life. So I have titas or aunts who one drink of wine and they get flush, the alcohol allergies, right?
Yes.
Common in a number of Asians. So with this liquor, I've actually tested it out on them, and 3 shots, no red face, no allergies to the alcohol. So the only 2 ingredients are coconut sap and bamboo leaves, and they're both organic. The coconut is the tree of life, bamboo is the grass of life, and this is their love child. So I think it's got some spiritual properties that cannot be explained with modern science.
How does it taste?
Well, we should give it a try. So I encourage you just to sip it to get the full flavor.
That's not at all of what I expected. It's really smooth. So did the bamboos inspire the BAMBike?
No, so the BAMBike came before the bamboos, but the 2 combined are really, really uplifting.
I don't know if you can still sign the waiver after the bamboos.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it holds the same effect. But so the BAMBike was really conceptualized to try and create jobs for the poor and to really activate environmental resources and natural materials that are prevalent here. Turning that product into a service with BAMBike Eco Tours and being able to share cultural heritage and explore historical areas. It's our attempt on community development where we can keep jobs in rural communities and where we can entertain tourists that help drive revenue, which is then shared with the communities.
I think it's a great idea. And as I've learned here,
Bambuhay.
After my visit with Brian at Batala Bar, it was time to see the modern side of Manila. Right next to Intramuros is Rizal Park, one of the largest urban parks in Asia. It's named after Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. His writings on the Spanish colonization and his funding of La Liga Filipina advocated for political reforms and eventually brought about the Philippine Revolution. And at the very tip of Rizal Park is Torre de Manila, a contemporary residential structure that towers over the city, providing perfect 360-degree views from its rooftop. I was able to get special building access that night thanks to Jay Jalarina, a Manila-based photographer best known for his epic cityscape shots.
If you want to do a time-lapse or a shoot from this building, this would be my suggestion, this viewpoint, because it will get a lot of the golden hour light. We have a view of the walled city of Intramuros here. Also have this district here, the one with plenty of new buildings and skyscrapers.
Well, I definitely think this spot's the best.
Yep.
And what I see are automatic leading lines and the train and the roads going here, and then also the other lines going in here and intersecting before the not so beautiful shopping mall. But I think once it's past sunset and the blue hour, that's not really going to dominate the frame if you're shooting wide angle.
Yeah.
But this definitely has the most dimension to me. And it looks like we have cloud coverage across the sky.
Yeah.
So it's actually a really, I think, the perfect day to be up here because the visibility is also really nice.
Right.
We can see all of Manila and further. So I think we're going to get pretty lucky.
I hope.
Me too.
Good luck.
So this is a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Most of this rooftop, though it's an amazing view, we're really far away from all the buildings. There's not much in the foreground. But we do have some historical buildings around here. A couple museums, town hall, which is really beautiful, and some leading lines. But there's another issue. There's a big shopping mall right in the center, and let's just say it's a little bit hideous. It's just a big white warehouse looking thing. So what I'm gonna do, once I figure out the shot I'm gonna take a few different exposures. I'm gonna start shooting now before the city lights come on, then I'm gonna shoot when the city lights first come on, then I'm gonna wait till it's almost dark. What I'm gonna do is use most of the light from the cityscape and none of the light from the shopping mall so I can take away the emphasis and lead the eyes around it instead of having your eye go right towards it.
As the sun set, the glittering lights from the city finally came into full view.
I feel like this location had a lot of potential. Sky was beautiful, sunset was looking nice, light was rolling across the city, but as I shot through the blue hour and it became fully dark like it is now, I was actually surprised by the lack of light in both the cityscape and the areas in the foreground. So it's gonna take a little bit of post-processing to give this the life that it deserves, bringing up some of the shadows, so giving more brightness to the shadows and kind of balancing that with the lack of highlights.
The Philippines is an amazing country. Whether you're in the city battling traffic or you're in the countryside hanging out with the cows, there are endless beautiful landscapes to admire. The people here are some of the friendliest in the world, and the food is on another level. Every time I come back, I learn more and more about this amazing, resilient, creative country, and I'm always excited to see where my next adventure will take me.
Now he's talking to you.
No.
Ray's asking you a question.
Yeah, I know, I liked you better when you were sleepy.
Can I?
Who asked you?